If you guys can hear me, hopefully you guys are in the chat. For those of you guys who are watching live, definitely let me know down below or on the side or wherever it is that you have the little chat bar. Thank you guys for watching this new episode of the After Show. I just want to start off by letting you guys know, are you aware that Black Panther, the comic book character, actually precedes, however the word is, the organization? If you've seen my my last video, my Black Panther video, a lot of people commented that I let you guys down, I messed up, I accidentally said that Black Panther was based off of the political organization. Forget the other 13 minutes of the video. That was a really big problem that I had, and I just want to say thank you. For those of you who saw my little pump video, I mentioned one thing in there. I mentioned that when you make a mistake, you can say the most positive thing in the world, but people will not comment about positivity. People will comment, specifically for those of you who remember what I said in the video, people will comment when they want to call you out on something. Y'all think I don't know that of course it precedes it. It's so close. Oh man, I'm not saying to always make mistakes in your videos. I'm not saying that baiting, knowing that people are going to compliment on bad things is the way to go. But what I am saying is that half of the comments that I got was from a mistake. I'm curious to know you guys' thoughts on my Black Panther video. If you had anything, if you didn't agree with me, whatever else it was, let me know right there in the chat. For those of you who can see it right there, got boom right there. There's the chat. I'm also going to be talking about Annihilation. Everything Sucks, which I also have in the thumbnail. And then what I got up for this next week. If you don't know, this is the after show, like in case you subscribed since the last one, or if you've just never seen one of these before. Pretty much, I'm Art from the A to Z Show. I do these on Sundays. This is technically supposed to be the last one. The reason I started doing these was because I have these beautiful people known as patrons over on Patreon who for just $1 a month, as you can see right there, they get like extra little hype stuff. So every time I make a video, sometimes there's like stuff I don't put in the video, I release it extra over there. These are supposed to be kind of like look backs at the week and the videos that I made, the reactions. I'd rather explain myself than to just type it up in the comments and then you got this like long thing and then people get mad when you don't respond to one of 2,000 comments or whatever it is. But that's kind of what the show has been. And then, as I said right there, boom, little Q&A that I do towards the end of the video as well once I'm done covering stuff. But like I said, this is a Patreon after show for just $1 a month. You get this, you get all the bonus content. We got a trivia show that's coming up. I'm like getting everything set because we're almost there at that goal for that to come in, where the trivia show is going to include you guys if you just want to watch it, but it's going to include you guys if you want to participate and kind of have like a Jeopardy movie trivia showdown over there. So just head on over there if you like what I do. If you don't, that's completely fine. Those of you who are right here on the chat, for those of you who just comment, like, subscribe, leave a mean comment, the people letting me know that Black Panther precedes the organization, I appreciate all of you just the same. But first thing that we'll be talking about, Annihilation. A lot of people have been asking me, yo, where's that Annihilation video? Well, I had to go see the movie a couple more times. I'll be honest with you. I saw Annihilation on Thursday, and I was like, I don't know. I wasn't feeling it, right? But for me, and I've learned this over being on YouTube for a bit, I think Alex Garland is a director, writer, novelist who I think has earned multiple viewings. I think has earned, you know, me going to go watch it again before I go, oh, no, nothing adds up. And I did. I've listened to countless of interviews, as you guys know, if you guys have seen my explained videos where I go through like a bunch of stuff, try to use the interviews as supporting facts. I think it is fantastic. Is it my favorite movie of the year? Do I think it's a sci-fi masterpiece like a lot of other people have said? Maybe on my third watch, but I definitely do think it's something that you should go check out. I know, and this sucks for those of you who are like international viewers, I hate the fact that you guys are only going to get it on Netflix. That really sucks because this movie in the theater was a big deal. I live in Chicago. For those of you in Chicago, the Marcus Theaters in Chicago suck dookie. So I was going to go watch it there. And then last minute I was like, nah, this movie deserves a bit better. I went to go see it at an AMC. And when I went to go see it at the AMC, the last third, again, I'm not going to get into spoilers. That video's coming tomorrow. Oh, and I got a lot in that video. The last third all relies on the music pretty much. If you know that little thing, that's exactly how it's actually coming from people's mouths. That thing is fantastic at the end, at the third act, the way that they bring it in. So if you are going to see this in a theater, make sure it is the best theater possible. Obviously, you can't see it in IMAX since Black Panther's like, I'm going to completely take all that out. But for those who are only going to see it on Netflix, yo, buy yourself a speaker system, get the biggest TV projector, whatever you can. And if you don't like it, or if you love it, which I think has been the most interesting thing, yo, have you seen Annihilation? Bro, it's a masterpiece. It's fantastic. Interesting. So what do you think it's about? I have absolutely no idea. If you want to know more about it, I do have a whole video because I've been getting like deep into it coming out tomorrow. So let me know your thoughts down there. But in terms of Annihilation, I'm curious if you guys have any thoughts. Definitely put it in the chat. But the Black Panther video as well. That was another thing from this past week. The main video. I did a Super Dark Times, which is a Netflix video. That's all spoilers, so I would definitely say go check out the movie because it's on Netflix. And check out the crazy theory that I had, that after a while, I was like, okay, it can't fully be it, because I ended up reading the script. And the script's like the part that kind of made me go, okay, I guess it's just a crazy theory. But I still thought it was fun enough to make a video about it. So if you want to go check that out, that was the other video I did. Black Panther, though, like I said, precedes the organization, in case you didn't know. That's a fact right there. I haven't been able to see it again. But I really liked my video, mainly because I liked the fact that, and I really appreciate the people who were like, yo, this is your best video. And I'm like, yeah, if you've been following me on YouTube, you know that and I admit it, and I have another video coming out this week as well. I think it's been very difficult for you to find your voice. And if you've ever seen me like in a live stream or something, it's completely different than when, those voiceover videos. And in this video, we see this, and it concurs in that. And this theory really relates to a lot of the things. And it's like certain inflections in your voice. And I think I've been doing this for like 4 or 5 years. I'm slow or something, right? I look like Speedy Gonzalez, but I'm the complete opposite. It's like I'm barely getting to the point where I know how to really voice things the way that I talk about them, right? Like I get out of a movie and I start talking about something in a certain way. And then I make a video, and it's the complete opposite. It doesn't have that energy. It has the pseudo-intellectual whatever, but it didn't have that energy. And I kind of really like the fact that, yes, A to Z, like the alphabet, that is, for those of you who don't know, A, Z are my initials. It originally was A to Z, as in, like, I cover A to Z, everything from movies, comics, and everything in between. The hyphen wasn't allowed, so I was just like, okay, screw it. I'll just put A, T, Z, and it kind of works, so that's a little tidbit right there. Anyways, I really liked the video because it was like, this is kind of like how I want to talk about movies. I don't know why I'm barely getting it, and I love the fact that I kind of had, like, a really good reaction from it. Some people said it was, like, one of my best videos, so I really appreciate that. Someone always asks me the question, like, how are you a SJW and a Republican at the same time? I think that video was another perfect example of that, where I was like, yo, it's cool. Black Panther, whether you hate it or not, some people thought it was mediocre, and I'm like, you know what? I've come to the conclusion that you're right. Black people deserve mediocre movies. And Mexicans deserve mediocre movies. And Chinese people deserve mediocre Marvel movies. Giving everybody the opportunity to be equal, even if it is mediocre equal. But again, I don't think it's moved up in my list of Marvel movies. I don't know where it lands for you guys, but in terms of the video, I really like that style of video, and it seemed like a lot of you did as well. So I have a couple more videos coming out this week, explanation type stuff, where I'm going to do it more like that. And I'm kind of excited about it. So, yeah. Read some of the stuff that you guys have right here. Alex Garland didn't intend to make the sequel. Yeah, so that's an interesting thing. He made the movie. He didn't even want to look back at the, what's it called? He didn't even want to reread the book. He just said, I kind of just wrote the script based off of a dream of the book. And I was like, oh, okay, that's a way to do it. Cotton candy shacks are based for money laundering. Don't give out secrets. Not too crazy of a theory, because once you said it, I went back and watched the movie again, and it made me like the movie more. Hey, dope. That's what I said. Hopefully it makes you like it more. Finally, I watched Whiplash. It was so good, filled with drama and finally, good! Good job, Marco. I also saw Super Dark Times. Loved your review about the Netflix film. Do you watch the Premier League? If you do, what is your favorite team? I do not watch that. In what ways are you Republican? Pretty new to the channel. So whenever I say that, if I ever say that a person of color, a minority, Mexican, needs to try harder, they can't just get regular representation, I've seen movies where it's just like a random, I can tell it's a token character. I can tell a studio is just putting like, all right, put a Mexican or a black person or an Asian person so they shut up and they can go get the movie. And I call that out, and people are like, no, representation of any, you must be a Republican. I'm looking out for a quality character. Get used if you want to. So I guess like that. What did you think of Mute? Just finished it. Literally just finished it. And I'm speechless. Terrible pun. It's not as good as Moon. Why connect it to Moon? Why have that random, like, TV thing going on with Moon? I have no idea. My man saw Cloverfield once, and he was like, yo, I could just connect all these movies that I want to make into one. I hate, actually, the worst part of the movie is the direction. I hate when they, like, over-focus on something. Terrible. Let's see. Annihilation seems like the kind of movie where all the answers are in there, but you got to watch it a few times to catch it all. 1000%. Has anyone watched Mute? If the Oscars were every 4 years, who would you pick for the 2015, 2016, 2017, 2018 Best Picture? Sheesh, we're going all 4 years. That's an interesting one. I can't remember what won in 2016. I think it went Spotlight. I know Spotlight, Moonlight, probably 3 Billboards this year. Can't remember what won in 2015, but if that includes 2014 movies, which that's when the 2015 Oscars would have been, then of course Whiplash. We have great and superb films from China. We don't, chicken scraps from... Most excited movie of March. A Quiet Place, 1000%. Accidentally saw the new trailer, because it's been popping up every time I go to the theaters, and, I don't like really watching trailers, but it popped up. Maybe that thing's a Cloverfield movie, dude. I don't know. It seems like it's going to be a Cloverfield movie. That top 3 anticipated movies of 2018. A Quiet Place. The Cloverfield Overlord movie. And whatever Melissa McCarthy's coming out with. If you could direct any superhero movie with whatever character, whatever MPAA rating, whatever cast, what would it be? A rated R Nightwing movie. So did you hear that Fox Searchlight is making a biopic on the guy who made Flaming Hot... Not just regular Cheetos. Flaming Hot Cheetos. Also, you excited for The Quiet Place? A little bit. I did hear about the Cheeto thing. I had no idea it was on the founder. I thought they were going to do like some emoji thing where it's like an actual Cheeto goes on a journey. And then the Cheeto gets too hot for his people and then it becomes a Flaming Hot Cheeto. But I guess it's actually on the guy who made the Flaming Hot Cheeto. I guess. I mean... I'm Mexican. I grew up, everybody ate hot Cheetos, so I guess it's going to be a big movie for them. What do you think about people saying Black Panther missed an opportunity to represent the LGBTQ community? Apparently, there's a gay couple in the comic. Right, in the current comic. You got to remember this goes back to the 60s. It precedes, actually, the organization, if you don't know. But that would have been like a more recent thing. I don't think everything has to hit... Like, some people were complaining that, well, why they cover Oakland? Why not Detroit? Why not? I'm like... You're confusing a movie. You want the movie to be completely tailored to you. I don't think it missed an opportunity because that to me sounds like a reason to complain because you had black representation, you had women representation up the butt. Like they were like the most fantastic characters. If you remember that scene in Civil War where Denai's character goes up to Black Widow and we know Black Widow's already BA and Denai's like, I will literally kill you in half right now. They're literally the strongest ones. Yeah, I remember that one scene where she literally... Well, I don't want to spoil it. But, yeah. No, I don't think it missed an opportunity. This just sounds like a reason to complain. And not be happy with everything else that it gave you. Watch American Vandal. Thanks for the recommendation. But how satisfied are you with the ending of the show? Buddy. I am very satisfied because I got a little, like, journal stuff right here. In case you were not, I got an American Vandal video coming out. Yeah, right here. American Vandal video coming out. I was supposed to release it today. I didn't get around to it because I had to go see Annihilation. But, very happy, and I'll explain why in my video. Glad you saw it, though. I'm glad that you saw it. Oh, thanks, Marco. Again, another thing, if you don't want to subscribe monthly, I always forget to mention this. There's like a little tip thing. You tip right here, and I can see your question pop out, and I truly appreciate it. It helps the show. You deserve this art. Keep the video hustle coming. I'm loving this McDouble content. Yes, thank you. That's from my Lil Pump video. Lil Pump is, in fact, a McDouble. In Annihilation, does the thing falling from the escape light resemble the meteor fall on the earth and lead to disaster? Well, I can't say that. I don't wanna spoil something, but you may be onto something. If you could adapt any book into a movie, what would it be? The Body of Christopher Creed. If you never read the book, I remember that from back in the day. Loved that book. I would try to do that. Flaming Hot Cheetos, the movie from the makers of Coca-Cola Happiness Factory. I want to see a Pepsi movie. That'd be interesting. Ever seen Avatar: The Last Airbender? My favorite show ever. I have not. I have to catch up with that. Thank you for inspiring me to look at films closer over years. I just got into film school, and I can contribute a large part of my inspiration to the online film community. I appreciate that. I'm happy. Here's the biggest thing. I went to film school. Those guys didn't even know what was out in theaters. Those guys weren't even watching anything that came out before. So, honestly, I'm going to tell you, I'm glad you're in film school. I think the best thing to go to film school for is networking, to get people to be able to help you with your short films. And for the equipment, use the equipment, because I'm going to be completely honest with you, everything else you can learn online. Love from Sippers, dude. Thanks, man. Well, they said it was going to be in the film, and Ryan Coogler fought for it, but Marvel wouldn't let him do the lesbian romance. That's the internet rumor. Oh, I mean, if it's an internet rumor, I don't know what characters it would have been. Do you think that the Ready Player One could be a masterpiece? I hope so. I feel like this is going to be like, I cannot think of the last Spielberg movie that had that Spielbergness to it, if you know what I'm talking about. That magic to it. They've all been like very big drama set pieces, which I like, but I'm hoping this one brings back that Spielberg magic. Are you going to be making a vid for Annihilation? Tomorrow. How do you feel about the end of the effing world? I made a video on it. I like it. I don't like that they're making a season 2. Do you think the movie will be a classic one day? Which one? Wes Anderson or Paul Thomas Anderson? I want to say Paul Thomas Anderson, but I'm going to be completely honest. Wes Anderson makes a little bit happier, chirpier movies. I'm going to say Paul Thomas Anderson. Hello. We need a Pepsi Man movie with an enhanced theme song. Do you like Birdman or its sequel, Lady Bird, better? Lady Bird, I really think, just took everything that Birdman had going with it and just flew out of this earth. Why you hate Transformers? Is it because you see it as a critic? I don't know where you saw that I hate Transformers. Also, thanks for calling me a critic. I've always found it interesting that I'm a reviewer when someone doesn't value my opinion, and I'm a critic when someone hates that I'm being too critical on something that they like. I don't hate Transformers. I think there's a lot to learn from the Transformers franchise and how they built the franchise from the ground up. I think it shows a lot to the people who are like, oh, Rotten Tomatoes, it's too powerful. No, it's not. All the Transformers movies get pooped on. Doesn't hurt their stuff. So I think there's a lot to learn from Transformers. But, I mean, you're partly right. I don't know where you got it from, but you are partly right. I don't like the dialogue and the story in the last ones, and I think they're too long. What do you think about the end? I liked it. Annihilation. Yes. I'm excited for Isle of Dogs. Speaking of Wes Anderson, I am too. And hey there, Harry Bahari. No, in terms of Sundance didn't have an Isle of Dogs screening, but they had like an Isle of Dogs VR, which I missed. I think it was sort of like on the making of type of stuff, and I wanted to see it, but it got like super booked, so I don't know. We're gonna have to see. Are you gonna make a video on Mr. Robot anytime soon? I still have to catch up on the franchise because I only saw the first season and I loved it. I actually made a whole. I do this a lot. For those of you guys, I've mentioned this before. I will write like an outline for a video and then never make it. I still have my outline for season 1, but I have to catch up on it. What is your favorite movie of all time? Space Jam. Are you going to South by Southwest? Nah, I was. I like signed up for the critics thing, or not the critics thing, but the press thing. And I think you have to be like a part of an organization to do it. So no, I'm in Chicago, so I'm in Texas, and I don't feel like paying like $1,500 for the pass. In a film setting, would you value sound on par with visual? 1,000%. 1,000%. You ever seen a video that has horrible audio, but the video looks good, but the horrible audio really takes you out of it? People underappreciate audio. Tomb Raider, that looks interesting. Video game movies usually aren't good. What do you think? I think it looks really good. I think the biggest problem with making a video game movie is that people are like, oh man, I hope it's as good as a video game. No, you were literally a part of the video game. That's why you loved the video game. You just got to sit there for the movie. I'm going to take my control to the Tomb Raider thing. I'm a big fan of the actress, so I'm excited for it, but I don't think it's going to live up to what people believe a video game will tell you. Because in the video game, you actually have the tension. You can actually die, and then you restart. She ain't going to die. They bought it out as a franchise. She ain't dying in the movie. I thought your video on the film theory around Super Dark Times was really interesting. Thank you. What did you think of Everything Sucks? How does it compare to the other Netflix shows? Boom. So that brings up the next topic that I had over here. I almost didn't watch it because I like searched it up. I was like, oh, yo, what is this? And I searched it up online, right? I saw it pop up on Netflix, searched it up online, and then I saw a bunch of articles saying everything sucks. Yes, it does. I was like, oh, that's harsh. Everything does suck. Wannabe ripoff of Freaks and Geeks, which I love Freaks and Geeks. So I was like, oh man, that sucks. And then like one day I just was like, I'm just gonna put it on. I fell in love with it. It is. It's Freaks and Geeks because it takes place in the 90s, but it's Freaks and Geeks I mean, they just seem younger. They seem like they're middle schoolers, but they're not. I mean, they're in high school just like just like Freaks and Geeks is. But I loved it. Maybe it could be because they were filmmakers within the show as well. Maybe it's just because I like their quirkiness. But maybe it's also because I'm a 90s kid. But I loved it. I love the way that they pretty much they shot it like it was in the 90s. Like there's a bunch of moments where it's digitally zooming in like 90s cameras would have. The dialogue, the way that they interacted with each other, the blockbuster stuff, the way they filmed, the technology, all the interactions that they had. And on top of that, episode 8, and I think it's 8, episode 8 had me like personal reasons, but also I just thought the kid actor did a fantastic job with that specific scene. And I loved it. I highly recommend it. I had it there because I did want to talk about it. How it's not like the greatest thing in the world. I hate when people have to hype something and be like, oh, it's not like it's no Breaking Bad. It doesn't have. It's titled Everything Sucks with an exclamation point. It's like a little drama thing. I liked it more than Stranger Things. If we're talking about a dynamic between kids, I liked it a lot. I really hope they do a season 2. I know they leave it open for a season 2. But I really like the characters, and I really like the way that it was built up. And again, it brings up that thing that just because someone says that a thing sucks doesn't mean that you shouldn't give it a try, and maybe you will enjoy it. Even if I say it, I'm telling you this right now, that's the biggest thing. You can disagree with me. Forget me. Watch it for yourself, and maybe you may like it a lot more than I would. So, highly recommend it. That was very good. Let's see. Does the box office failure of Mother, Blade Runner 2049, and Annihilation, did Annihilation already fail, mean that we aren't going to get original, ambitious films in the future? I don't think so, because for these 3 that you mentioned, there's also a bunch of other ones that did really good. Yo, what's up, bro? Glad I caught up with the show. What's up? Guys, drop a like on this video. Thank you. What are your thoughts on Jessica Chastain potentially being cast as Beverly Marsh in part 2 of It? It seemed like a lot of people really wanted it, and now people are taking a 180. People are not taking a 180. It's people who don't want her to be it being more vocal. I'm all for it. I love Jessica Chastain. What is your favorite and least favorite Tarantino movie? What do you think about the Tarantino Star Trek movie? Don't really care about the Tarantino Star Trek movie. My favorite is Django. My least favorite? I don't know, 4 Rooms, since he directed a part in that. Hey TZ, I watched Black Panther right after last week's show and I enjoyed it. Sucks that people from the left and right felt the need to insert politics into it. Still a good movie, right? True. I don't like Tom Hardy as Venom. We need that guy who played Eric Foreman. I think he would be a good Venom. You agree too, right? 1000%. I think you should bring Tobey Maguire back too. Thank you for recommending The Invisible Guest. Oh, Invisible Guest, not on Netflix. Check it out. My Spanish teacher told our class to watch a movie in Spanish, and this one was a great choice. Also, Mario Casas is better in this than El Barco. Freaks and Geeks, if Freaks and Geeks meant that much to you, what? All I remember about that show is that I watched it, so don't get this hype if now when no one watched it back then. People can like things outside of what you like. What's going on? Just got here. Just answering questions. Yeah, that's one of the reasons I loved Everything Sucks. They make it look like it was in the 90s with the cinematography. 1000%. Better cinematographer, Wally Pfister or Roger... It's Roger Deakins. I'm biased for Emmanuel Lubezki because he's my cousin. Wally Pfister's dope too. Thoughts on people saying Annihilation is pretentious. I'm okay with it. You can call something pretentious, but if you're calling something pretentious because you don't get it, then that's even funnier. That is even funnier. If anyone says it's pretentious, be like, what made you think it was pretentious? And then figure out how they don't understand parts of the movie. Now, if they do understand the movie and they can literally like call it like, I don't know, do a clip of... When I saw Under the Skin, I was at a Q&A and someone asked something like, what was their interpretation of a certain thing? And you know how directors sometimes go, oh no, that's up to you. This guy literally said, he's like, I don't know, I just thought it looked cool. That is the definition of pretentious. Thoughts on people, or do you think the movie Annihilation will be a classic one day? I mean, that's just up for, nothing but time will tell. Personally, sure. But I'm also a person who wants like Enemy to become a classic one day. Would you direct a live-action rated R VeggieTale movie with Tarantino as a screenwriter? Make it NC-17. I am there. Are you excited for The Incredibles 2? Yeah, I'm excited for anything Pixar's making. Who's your favorite actor? Jakey Boo Gyllenhaal. Favorite actress? Maybe right now Jessica Chastain. I'm a big fan of Amy Adams as well. So, I don't know, between those two. There's someone else, I don't know why I'm blanking on them, who I think is a fantastic actress. Kate Blanchett, Tilda Swinton. I think both of them are incredible. I think those two would be like the best working today. So, I mean, yeah, there's a lot. Which movie do you think is going to win Best Movie at the Oscars, and which one do you want to win? I've answered this question before. I think it's going to be 3 Billboards. I would want Phantom Thread. Top 3 PTA films. Magnolia is my favorite. I would say then There Will Be Blood, and then Phantom Thread. I don't know about you, but I felt Annihilation has some similarity with Alien Covenant. Don't bring Alien Covenant into this, which I love. The theme about concept of evil and creation. Your thoughts? I mean, yeah, the themes are there. I just think it's a completely different movie. I think the way that they were directed are completely different. But yeah, no, I feel you. I don't know so much about the concept of evil, but I do agree with you with the concept of creation. What's your favorite movie when it comes to soundtrack? Ooh, there's a lot. Some of the that come to mind is Drive. I love the soundtrack to Drive. If we're talking soundtrack, Creed and Black Panther, both some of my favorites. In terms of soundtrack, not score. But the best one, of course, High School Musical 2. What is your favorite Pixar movie? It's always been Toy Story, but Finding Nemo is always like fighting against it because Finding Nemo is the movie that I've seen the most time in theaters. Duncan Jones apparently thinks that critics are purposely attacking Mute. I mean, I think he should personally attack them back too then. I don't know. How would you react if you got nominated for Best Picture? I would do a live stream right here with you guys and talk to you guys about it. Love The Thing and The Shining, 2 favorite horror movies. Both fantastic. Hey, y'all, do you start the live at 8 on Sundays? Because I keep missing the beginning. I started at 7. So I don't know what time that is for you, but 7 here in Chicago. Didn't say anything. Couldn't like what I don't like. Also, didn't say I don't like Freaks and Geeks. I'm just stating a fact. Show flopped. Yep, it flopped. Where were you when it was on air? Not old enough to watch it. Fox cancels a lot of things that are great as well. Things that you like, actually. Do you think Mute deserves 11% on Rotten Tomatoes? I don't know about 11%. Maybe like reverse the number. Do you think Jake Gyllenhaal, probably spelled it wrong, would be a good Batman? I don't want him to be Batman. Especially now in the climate that DC Warner Bros. Is in right now. But I do think that he needs a franchise that'll catapult him up because Jake Gyllenhaal doesn't have that big franchise to him. And I think that's why people don't give him the benefit of the doubt like they should be giving him. Pitch me a God's Not Dead movie. Pitch you a God's Not... Like, for you to watch a God's Not Dead movie? Man, I got nothing. Pitch you a God's Not Dead movie. God comes down and seeks revenge on everyone from Pure Flakes for not putting respect on his name. Thoughts on Shawshank? Fantastic. Favorite animated movie? Like I said, Toy Story. Would you kiss Ewan McGregor? No, but I think you'd kiss me. Netflix discriminates my region, Puerto Rico, so I'm torrenting Annihilation. I paid my Netflix. No fair. I'm getting the movie one way or another. It's not. I don't know about what they're doing with Netflix. I know UK's getting it on Netflix. I don't know where everyone else is getting it, but I mean, that sucks. I'm not a fan of what Paramount's been doing. Are you excited about Atlanta Season 2? I am, and I've only seen bits of Atlanta Season 1, but the trailer came on the other day. Thing looked insane. Duncan Jones or Dunkin' Donuts? Dunkin' Donuts all the way. Donuts Bowie. Are you big into gaming? Not as much as I want to be. Like, literally, the last game I played, I haven't even put in. I'm looking at it right now. Took it from my buddies. It's called Horizon, Event Dawn, whatever it's called, Horizon. Haven't even put it in. I'm really bad when it comes to video games. But I do like them. YMS made a great point. We have movies like Dear White People and Get Out, yet a Marvel movie was the big race movie this year. I mean, it is. I get the point of it. But the idea is that it's a Marvel movie. Like, these people aren't fans of indie films. I think that's what the part that people keep forgetting. If you are a fan of a certain actor, you don't care that somebody else is doing it. You want it to be the thing that you like. So for Marvel fans, it was a big deal because they finally got the Marvel movie that they wanted. And plus, it is at a whole nother legion than those movies are. In the first week, it made more than both of those movies put together. So that's why. I get the point, but I don't think that should be undermined. If I like Annihilation after I torrent it, I'll make my brother go see it in movies to show support. God, I love Natalie Portman. Can't wait for this download. ATZ, how was your movie experience at Black Panther? The movie was fine, but several arguments happened over seats. The place was littered with trash, spilled food. The screening itself was fantastic. There was that argument. Some person like took somebody else's seats just because they wanted to sit next to somebody else. That just happens to every movie I go to. Loved your reaction to Alien Covenant. I think I am in the minority, but I stand by the film. Have you seen The Commuter? I have. Made a video on my second channel. But that's good. If you like Alien Covenant, don't let anyone change your mind. But people probably won't agree with you, though. You should send in an audition tape for the inevitable live-action Coco just right now. Bro, that's all my videos are. All my videos are just literal audition tapes to be Coco. I didn't know you were in Chicago. Hope to see you around someday. Hey, for sure. Maybe I'll see you at a screening. What are bulk beings? There are things you get at Costco. Other than comics, graphic novels, do you love reading? What are you reading at the moment? I actually want to get into reading the Annihilation series because they're completely different than what the movie was. Excuse me. So maybe that. Other than that, if you have any recommendations, definitely let me know. I usually just read comics or Calvin and Hobbes. It is unscientific to hold a definitive view on God. There you go. You're welcome. Appreciate it. Prince of Persia was Jake's franchise. No, Prince of Persia was his failed attempt at a franchise that didn't go anywhere. I meant like successful franchise. Any Oscar snubs that you're especially bitter about this year? Also, what is your favorite score? My favorite score of all time? That may be difficult, but I do think the Emoji Movie should have gotten some love, and it didn't. What do you think of Boss Baby being Oscar-nominated film? Well, I have a video coming out this week, hopefully, and you will see my thoughts for that. What's your opinion on separating the art from the artist? I think that depending on who the artist is, the movie, and remembering that there's also 400 plus people who are working on a certain project, so you're supporting them moving forward, not necessarily the artist themselves, and you should definitely make it public if you don't agree with a person, if you have proof. Do you think there will be a sequel to Power Rangers 2017 reboot? I think it's already confirmed. Have you ever seen the masterpiece Birdemic? Of course. If you haven't, unsubscribe from my channel immediately. Thoughts on Early Man? Super disappointed. I don't know why I was so disappointed. I love Wallace and Gromit. Something in this movie just missed for me. I didn't know what it was. Either the charm or the way it was edited, because there was like a lot of extra bits before cutting to the next scene. I don't know what it was. I was disappointed with it. Game Night I did like. Someone had an argument with me, called me out and said, wow, you or they didn't call me a moron, but they said, I find it kind of funny that you can dissect intellectual films, but you can't dissect this movie. I would argue, if you think I can dissect intellectual films, then maybe the contradictions I'm mentioning in Game Night are there. It's a funny movie, though. Frito-Lay's joke is one of the best jokes of this year so far. Let's see. What did you think of the cinematography, soundtrack, etc. of Annihilation? Fantastic. The doo-doo-doo-doo. Great. Favorite under-the-radar movie of 2017? Brigsby Bear. Steve McQueen or Lightning McQueen? Lightning McQueen. It's way faster than Steve McQueen. What is the most mind-F movie, in your opinion? I'm trying to see if I have it. If I have one up there. Huh. I mean, I'm looking at Inception, Mean Girls. I'm going to say maybe Primer. Maybe Primer. I just wish it was shot better. Some are saying that Bulk Beans started the reaction in Annihilation. Maybe. Huge fans of Horrible Bosses, Game Night, anything like them. Yes, if you're a huge fan of Horrible Boss, go get your ticket right now. You should check out Jackson Fulcher. If he's on YouTube, maybe. Remember Me or This Is Me for the Oscar song. I like them both, but of course Remember Me. Bro, this is a random question, but any Chinese language film you have seen and liked? Ooh. I mean, I can't say Chinese film, but in terms of Asian cinema, there's a bunch. I actually just started watching something on Netflix called Remind. I only saw the first episode, but that thing's like pretty jacked up. Acting's a little but that it's a series. That's pretty dope, so I would recommend that off the top of my head. You should check out Jackson Folder. Bro, this is a random question, but any Chinese films? What's your favorite Calvin and Hobbes strip? Ooh. It was a really funny one that I had just read, and I was going to post it up on Twitter. But I want to say one of my favorite ones is I don't know why I always call back to it. It's the one where he's looking at his lunch. And he opens up his lunch and he like says out loud, and the girl's sitting next to him, and he says everything out loud, and he gets disgusted, but he doesn't say he doesn't like it. He apologizes to the tapeworm in his stomach, and the girl gets so ticked off and runs away. I don't know why that one's always stuck with me. Let's see, I'll wrap up some of the questions we have here. Black Panther is not an African-American movie. It was an American-African movie. I don't know if switching around the things. I kind of get what you're trying to say. By Marvel, blacks around the world don't relate to Tyler Perry and Menace to Society. That's an America thing, not a worldwide box office. Okay. How impactful do you think costume designing is within a movie? 1,000%. Watch any student film and you'll know exactly how much it is. I loved you in the Grand Budapest Hotel as Lobby Boy. Thank you. I guess you didn't like me in Spider-Man Homecoming, but I thought I was pretty good in that too. My boy, thoughts on Daniel Craig looking wired? And also, what do you think of Danny Boyle and Cillian Murphy as the new James Bond? I guess not the biggest James Bond fan, but I guess we'll see. Have you read Ready Player One? I read half of it. If you have, what do you think about it? Definitely one of my most favorite books ever. I really liked it a lot. I actually stopped reading it because I knew that the movie was going to come out, and I'm a person who would rather watch the movie first so I don't have something attached to it, which a lot of people had with Annihilation this week. The Emoji Movie is the best film of all time, or are you an idiot? I am not, because it is. Inception would have been too easy. Man, it is too easy, but I was like the first one that's right there, yeah. Have you watched Altered Carbon yet? I did. I liked it. I hate the fact that it hurts itself. Let's see, I agree completely where these pro-black shafts. Favorite episode of the Boondocks? The one that has a song. If you know the song that I'm talking about, you know the episode. Do you watch In the Fade? I have not. A Fantastic Woman in the Square. Have not seen the first two. Did see The Square. Hated The Square. Hated The Square so much. I didn't like it. Do you think The Emoji Movie is the greatest film of all time? Logan or Black Panther? Logan. Because it's the Western part. Oh, Logan. So Lady Bird was pretty good, so got me interested in Greta Gerwig's work. Saw Frances Ha, liked it, but still have mixed feelings about it. Thoughts? I hate Frances Ha. Do you think Infinity War is going to be good? It has to be good, but we'll see. If it sucks, I'll be the first to tell you. Recently watched Django and Inglourious. Loved Django, but wasn't fully behind Bastards. Am I nuts? No. But I would say definitely watch Inglourious again after you give it some time. Hey, DZ Show, what's up? I'm a fan of yours from Malaysia. Dang, Malaysia! How are your thoughts Justice League controversy? Which one? Because I know there's a lot of Justice League controversy. I think it's because the studio messed it up themselves. You should use your green screen for some funny stuff. Maybe. But then people are going to say I'm copping Jeremy Johns. Does the concentric teeth deer pair and 8 tattoo assemble the final pair in evolution, Adam and Eve? Oh, we can't talk spoilers here. We'll talk about it tomorrow. Hype for Obi-Wan film? No, because I'm not hyped for the other one solo that they're coming out as well. I like your channel. I post as a contribution to the conversation, but I'm no movie expert, just a fan of the channel and the genre as well. Hey, that's all it's about. Appreciate it. Hey, you're on the live stream. Yes, you are, Jason Myers. Thoughts on Logic's 44 more. All right, let me settle on this one a bit. I have a video on Logic. If you guys do like it, comment down below in the comment section. It's Logic and Tarantino. That is the title of my video. And if I make the video, then you'll see more of my thoughts. In terms of Logic, he puts himself in just meme central to be made fun of. I do like his flow sometimes. I just think that Logic himself has put himself in a hole of being cheesy when he doesn't have to be. But I think the dude has mad talent, and I think the dude himself is great. I do like 44 more. I think he has his flow in there, and some of the lines that he has I think are fantastic. But there are things that he says where it's sort of like, it's not even things that he says. I'm listening to the song, and all of a sudden I'm hearing some Kanye beats in there. And I'm like, I know how much you appreciate Kanye, so at what point are you being an artist, or you're just getting inspired and ripping off other people? That's all I'll say. It's a decent song, though. Listen to the Post Malone song. Post Malone's new joint is fantastic. What's your favorite comedy movie? Big fan of Superbad. Maybe that one. That's always usually my go-to. I'm from Germany and a huge fan of your video essays and explainings. Thank you. No. Jeremy didn't invent green screen funny. He just uses it well. Any theories on why they went from Infinity War Part 1 to Infinity War and Untitled Avengers film? I'll tell you my theory. I highly doubt it's true. It's because after they bought those rights from Fox, these guys are going to hit you with that Avengers versus X-Men thing as they combine both franchises together. Someone's going to rip a space and time continuum since they brought in Doctor Strange and all the other people that they brought in. And you're going to have this crazy massive movie. At least that's what I hope. Thoughts on the upcoming M. Night film Glass? I think it's upcoming. We'll see when I watch it, but I am excited for it. I'm excited for it. Can you do more music-based videos? Already working on some. Thoughts on Westworld? Fantastic. Maybe better than Game of Thrones in a couple of years. Obscure good movie recommendation. Exam and Living in Oblivion. Rank all Spike Jonze movies. I can't do that, but Her is definitely in top 3. So lately I have been regained interest in Sergio Leone movies. My fave is Once Upon a Time in America. What's your thoughts? Oh, dude, again, Sergio, oh my goodness. Go watch the Westerns that he did. Oh, so good. So good. That's my recommendation. Watch all of his Westerns. Would you say Killing of a Sacred Deer is one of those movies you will watch once every 10 years? Nah, I ain't watching it again, but Dogtooth is one that I watch one every 10 years. Love your work. You're putting in so much work. Dope. Thanks, man. Let me see. Let's run through these. Let's see. More music-related content coming soon. Greetings from France. Thank you. 242 in Europe. Hey, thanks for watching. Best indie movie from the last 5 years or any indie recommendations? Whiplash is technically an indie movie. Highly recommend that. Is booty more important than water? Everyone knows that. Ask me relevant questions. Can you make a video on the band Linkin Park and how their music changed over the years? I might. But I want to give it some time, though. Are you excited for the Gorillaz cartoon? I haven't heard of it. I don't know. I like their music. I don't know so much about their cartoons, even though the music videos are cool. What's something that you're really proud of but never have an excuse to talk about? Dang, that's a deep question. I don't know. I feel like I always sneak it in. Like maybe my family, but I like sneak it into videos. If you guys watch my videos, you know that sometimes I just use movies to mask what I really want to talk about. Do you watch our cartoon presidents? I do not. Is Logic Samboist hip-hop telling us our only roles are sports and entertainment, or is the music here for enlighten with rhythm and style and hip-hop? Yes. No, I think you can be anything you want to be. His style, nerdy stuff. That's not even what I was going for. I'm just talking about how he takes other people. He wears his influences too much on his sleeve. I'm going to go watch your Logic vid after this. Haven't made it yet, so if you find it, let me know if it's good. Rank all the Tarantino movies. Django. What would you do a video on The Boondocks? Such a good TV show. Maybe, but I had to rewatch the whole thing. I hope you do a vid on The Square. I didn't get to see it. You should definitely watch A Fantastic Woman. I have heard a lot about that. It just hasn't been released from what I've seen. What was your favorite foreign film of the year from last year? Shoot. I'm going to say The Invisible Guest right now because that was on my top list, but there were other ones as well. Have you seen Anomalisa? I have. I thought it's pretty good, but not his best. Did you brought the Thor Ragnarok Blu-ray? I have not yet. Hi from Spain. What's good? Most overrated film of all time? I hate on Boyhood so much, I'll just say Boyhood. That's pretty cool. Do you actually make a living from YouTube at the moment? I do, and a lot of things that I sometimes post up, that since it's movie related, I get flagged a lot. So a lot of the Patreon helps a lot with being able to go not only like pay for the software and stuff like that, but with movie tickets and things. So again, as this show says, if you guys want to support the show, if you like what I'm doing, just $1 a month, $12 a year in total, and I got a bunch of extra stuff that I put up there. And a lot more of these. So if you do want to support the channel in that way, definitely go support it over there if you would like. I'll wrap it up here with a couple more questions, and then maybe I'll put it to you this way. If I know some of you do watch this live stream, some of you watch it live, some of you watch it later, and I just try to answer as much questions as possible. But like I said, all of these will continue to be happening on the Patreon for sure, for a fact, because that's where they go after, I put them up here for 24 hours. But if you want me to keep doing them on here, then let's say, I don't know how many I've gotten for the other ones, but I'll put a little quota. If we can get, let's see, usually I average on these like 120 likes. If we can get 500 likes in this video, so we're like a little bit more than doubling. If we can get 500 likes on this live stream, and I'll keep it up for a couple more days, 500 likes on this live stream, and you guys comment on it, then I'll continue doing them here on the channel. So for those of you I know who you may not have $1, but you guys still really love going on the chat, I'll keep it like that. At 500 likes and commenting on all that stuff will help. If you want me to continue doing them, or go all over to Patreon, or maybe you want me to stop making these, that too. So yeah, 500 likes and I'll continue posting these weekly here on the main channel. If not, like I said, for $1, you can definitely go check out not just this, but a bunch of the other stuff that I'm doing over on Patreon. Let's see. I'll answer 3 more questions. Thoughts on The Truman Show? Favorite Jim Carrey movie? Adam Sandler or Kevin James? Adam Sandler. Let's see. I've always wanted to be on one of your videos. Now you are. Untitled. And last one. See. I want music that works for me, that enslaves me. Okay, that ain't going to be the one. Favorite director at the moment, Denis Villeneuve. Anything that he does, I'm probably watching 1000%. I love everything that he's been making. But other than that, definitely check out your Denis Villeneuve movies if you haven't seen it. Enemy's one of my favorites. Incendies is one that everyone should have already watched by now, hopefully. But other than that, thank you guys for watching this live stream. Like I said, if you're so inclined, $1 over on Patreon. If you ain't got money, that's cool. Commenting, liking, sharing the videos, that helps just as much as well. Really appreciate that. And I got 3 more videos coming out this week for you guys to look forward to. I have the Annihilation video, which is happening tomorrow. I've been seeing the movie multiple times. We're working on that bad boy, and I think I got a lot to talk about it that really opens up the discussion. The Oscar-nominated Boss Baby video that, of course, is going to come out. And then one I've been working on for a while, because I know a lot of you are up-and-coming YouTubers. A lot of you have, you know, like questions with all the changes that are happening, and you doubt like how it can be, how you can make it to a certain level. I know I'm not the biggest YouTuber, but I know some people would love to have the platform that I have right now. So there's a video that I'm making on the YouTube conspiracy, and I'm really excited for that. Other than that, I'll see you guys in the videos later on this week. If you want to contact me, follow me, whatever, Twitter is the best way. ATZ Show, the ATZ Show over on Twitter. DM me, tweet me, whatever you want. We can talk about movies live, or you can just comment on some of the videos once I make a video on something that you want me to make. So other than that, I'll see you guys next week. If we get 500 likes on this video, comment, share, whatever you got to do. If not, head on over to Patreon. I got bonus things for every video coming out this week. Got that movie trivia coming out as well. And I got this show, in case it doesn't come back here, over there where I'll see you guys. Thank you.